Well, Sue, thanks for coming round. I asked you to drop by because we like to keep in touch with our friends who followed our journey all those months ago. You remember that, don't you? Up at Early Beach. And,
yes, I do remember that.
So I'm glad
Such
you've
a
been.
distant memory now.
I don't have a good. So I'm glad you've been able to drop by and have a chat to all our, well, not loyal friends, but people who enjoyed some of what we did, and ask how everything's going, and how we've been.
Filling in our time.
Yeah, I've driven you to a couple of places over the times you've been back. I think we've been to an art show, and I had to go down to see about the boat, Angst. You know, remember Angst, don't you? Yeah. You repaired half of it.
I should have been doing a tradie. What do they call that? An apprenticeship? Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be a qualified mechanic now.
Yeah, that meant I'd have to pay you. And we've found a number of things just in life away from the boat. Just as we were driving.
I did notice this. I did notice when you were driving. I don't know if anyone else noticed these things, but I'm sure if you ever passed you on the things, I would notice that you have a lot of hand gestures, waves. I think you're waving to people. You're doing these waves. What are they?
What?
When you're driving,
Yeah.
you have all these hand gestures. Now, sometimes I get confused. Sometimes I'm thinking you're talking to yourself because you're doing all these hand gestures.
Like what?
But there was one of them that you were doing, and I thought you were
Okay.
clapping to the music because we had the
No.
95.7 on, which is the Golden Days radio, and I thought you.
Oh, yeah.
Just clapping along to
all right, I'm with
the
you.
rhythm.
I'm on the wavelength now. So I'm not sure if you've driven in heavy traffic in Melbourne for a while. Have you?
Who hasn't?
Yeah. So when people, drivers, ignorant drivers, do things on the road that just
Tick you off.
tick you off. What do? You just let it wash over you, do you?
Yeah.
You should let it wash over you, but sometimes you can indicate your displeasure or your frustration at people. I have a number of hand gestures I give to people, depending on how
is that what they're
stupid.
for?
Well, hand gestures. So what do you reckon that would be? I'll tell you what that is. If someone comes down the inside lane while you've been waiting in the two lanes that are stagnant, and they go right, you can see them coming in the rearview mirror from 200 metres back, and they come right down the lane that no one's in because there's a parked car over there, and then they put their indicator on to get into your lane after you've been waiting. I would never let them in, but if the car in front lets them in, or moves out of the way and I end up being behind them, I always go
Good
as
on
if
you.
to say, well done, that's fantastic. Don't worry about us who've taken our turn, you come right through. Now that's the polite way of doing it. I don't know if you realise this, but you cannot get a driver's licence in Victoria if you have your middle finger missing. If that finger is missing, like you're unidexter, you cannot get a driving licence. So that's another good one, like that. That's a little heavier.
A little heavy, yes. Another good one was like you're doing this. You're doing your hand gesture of that. What did that mean? Yeah, at the window is like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah, whatever. You know, sometimes they answer back and they say, what's wrong with you? I said, oh, nothing. No, you go right ahead. Yeah, no, just drive how you wish. Others are, what are some others? You know, like I surrender, yeah, no, just go right ahead, or to come through, yes, all those sort of things. You know, that's always a good one. Yeah, all that sort of. So.
Thank God you got your horn back though, because I was actually that's why I noticed it, because your horn wasn't working.
That's correct.
And you had all these hand gestures for everyone. I thought
That
was
is
very
correct.
funny.
On the old shitbox I drive, the horn gave in, and I had to get it before I could get it repaired. It's impossible to drive in Melbourne without a horn, without a horn. And so while the horn was inactive, I had to resort to hand gestures. I have about 10 of them, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all, you know, yeah, 6. There's about 10 or 12 of them. But the horn's fixed now. That saves a lot of trouble. Just when someone's got the indicator on, they've come from 200 metres back and they're about to try and edge in, you just go beep, and they sometimes just wait, or sometimes they say, well, they mouth, why can't you let me in? And I say, well, I can let you in, sir, madam, but why would I? Why don't you take your turn like everyone else? And the other one is, this one here is the best, when you've cruised up to the lights because they've gone red and you're the first person on the front row and you've cruised up and suddenly someone comes from behind and cuts in front of you to be in the front row. And you just
Slam on the brakes.
do that like that. And then what infuriates you more is that when the lights go green, they don't even take off at the speed that you were doing, and you have to stand behind them. If you're going to take the front row, at least move off.
Get off the mark.
Yeah,
Quick.
So I know these. We didn't have these problems
It has been humorous though.
out at Stonehaven Reef, Stonehaven Mooring, out on the Whitsundays, and this is why it's so. Yeah,
but it's good to see the old, the wave coming back in. When you let someone in or they push you in. And
that's
then
right. Yep.
The old
Now,
wave
if you let
back
someone
in.
in and then they just wave, I always wave not that I push in.
You don't give them the finger or anything. You give them they waved. It was
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. If they wave, I'm happy to. And they shouldn't presuppose that you're going to let them in. Just let them wait. And if you think, all right, you've been polite, you haven't nosed your car in, let them in. And if they wave, good. If they don't wave, I toot and I say, no, it's okay, no, please, no probs. Say yes, I know they're minor things. They nice and tick you off those things.
Isn't it funny before you got the horn fixed, you went over a bump and then the horn just went off. It was just like,
yes, it was a bit sensitive, it was.
A bit sensitive. And everyone starts looking at you, you're like...
Yeah, they think you're tooting at them. They say, what's wrong with you? So, no, sorry, it's a malfunctioning horn. And they say, I know the problem, sir. I've had it myself before.
Lucky horn.
Yes, a lucky horn. So, and I'll tell you, we had a lot of comments. We get a lot of comments, Susan. We purchased from Jimmy.
Oh, yes.
We purchased a camouflage kayak, a 2-person kayak, and we went into it and paddled up the Yarra, which is the main river in Melbourne, Australia.
You can't say Melbourne because someone said, why are you saying Melbourne? Because
Only to annoy that person that said you can't say it. People onto us like a tree full of owls said, you can't be in a kayak. Well, they just texted it, so they mightn't have spoken like that, but they said, you can't be in a kayak without life jackets on.
True. That was our mistake.
Now, is that right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. If you need to have a life jacket on while you're paddling in a kayak, how come you can anchor your boat out in the middle of the bay and jump off the back of it for a swim?
Because you're in a craft, so with a watercraft, whether it be a boat, a jet ski, kayak. See, if you fall out, then it can bang you on the head and then you're gone. So.
What?
Yeah, well, they're the things. Whereas if you just jump into the water, then it's nothing going to bang you on the head and knock you out.
So you can be out in the middle of the bay, like 500 metres from shore, with no flotation device, and you jump off the back of someone's boat, and you don't need a life jacket.
Yeah, because that's the state we live in.
And then it says, if you're in a Sirocco or a tender, a little tender, blow-up tender, you have to have a life jacket that's got different letters and numbers on it, and if you're in a kayak, you have to have different lettered and numbered life jackets. Which they did is
we didn't have to do that up in Queensland.
How many people ride the jet skis without the life jackets?
Oh, they all had them.
What?
They all had them.
No, I don't. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Why do you have to wear a life jacket if you're on a jet ski?
Well, what happens if you fall off?
Well, what happens if you jump off the back of a boat out in the middle of the ocean just for a swim?
Oh, I give up.
Anyhow, all right. Well, so
we'll take that on board and
we'll
make
take
sure.
that on advisement. Right. No, I don't know if you're on the turn or anything, but I've noticed. Look. What's this? I've noticed you not. What is this? The Michael Jackson look-alike? You got one nail painted. Look. Well, what is that?
And that one there. Well, I did some gardening, and I had my gloves on, and I gardened, and I did like about 10 hours of pulling out weeds, and then I noticed that I've just ripped all my nails off, and that one. I'm sorry about that one. That one there is actually I've lost my nail.
So
they've lost them, and they look terrible.
So you actually haven't painted your nails. You've painted the
dirty one.
You've painted the skin. You've painted your finger where the nail used to be. You've just painted your finger.
They're the ones I'm losing the nails on, so they're just about ready to go. So I put them on there so I can remember which one it was.
Jeez, I've missed all this. And then, so I very kindly, because you got the tickets, did I get the tickets? No, we were sent the tickets. You were sent the tickets. You said you want to come to the art show.
That's right.
Japanese lass. At the big show at the National
Good,
Gallery.
wasn't it?
What?
That was good, wasn't it?
Absolutely shocking.
Well,
and people said, gee, yeah, pretty savage on the art show you went to. I said, well, that's a critique. That's not being savage. That's just calling it as I see it. You said you thought it was good.
That's
which
right.
is an absolute
Art is
blatant
not for
lie.
everyone.
You didn't think it was good. You said, God, this is shit.
No, I
And then
enjoy.
you
I like
said-
the colourful ones. I don't like abstract sort of thing, but
Well, they're all abstract.
no, I like I don't like the country ones. You know, like the countrysides and all that. I like the abstract coloured. I like the
Oh,
multi.
you don't like pictures of trees and fields and don't you?
creeks and rivers. No.
Well, there was certainly none of that in the art that we saw. Anyhow, I thought, let's be honest about the art. So what else has been going on that you could tell people about anything? What have you been doing? You've been to see the Australian Open. Tennis is on as we speak.
I went today to the Open.
Did you?
Yep, went to the Open today. Where were you? Were you there?
Well, was I there?
No, I didn't see you there.
No, there was 20,000 people there. You'd probably be. I wasn't
Thought you would
there.
have checked my diary and make sure I'm there.
I wasn't there, as it turns out. So, what did you see there today?
I just saw people playing tennis.
Oh, really? Gee, that's just strange.
People going around.
Who did you see playing tennis?
Two ladies. Was it Gaff?
Two ladies. You saw the two women playing, were they?
I did.
Golf or gaff?
Yeah, Gaff or something. Yeah, that one.
The American, is she
African
African American,
American,
or is
yep.
she not? Is she Jamaican or in
Either one of them. Yeah.
Either one of them.
Could be Jamaican. I didn't ask her, so I don't know. So
Golf.
yeah.
How did she play? How was it?
It wasn't too bad, but what I did was I didn't feel like sitting down in the audience, so I went up and I went around around the stadium. There's so much to do. You can go into all these
What
marquees.
else was there to do?
There was you can go see the outside courts. I saw absolutely these amazing tennis players playing, and they're in a wheelchair, so they're obviously handicapped, disability, because it was an all ability day.
So you went and watched disabled tennis?
Yep, absolutely, it's fantastic. And you could actually go and try it. So Brody Young was there.
Did you go and try playing
Yep,
tennis?
Brody was
This is the
encouraging-
Australian Open.
Yep, to come down and have a look at it, and you can have a bit of a go. I saw Anthony Koutafidis there. He had some disabled people that he took to the because it was all disability day, so it was for all disabilities, able and disabilities. So it was fantastic. You would have loved it.
What watching people playing wheelchairs?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
good
not
on
that
them.
easy. You should have had a go.
Oh, I'm sure it's not that easy, and good on them, and
Yeah.
fantastic. All power to them. Not sure that I'd want to be going to the tennis just for that reason. Anything happening on centre court? Was any of the
That
main?
was centre court. Djokovic
That was on centre court.
No, not the two women were. They were still in their first match.
Oh,
so,
God.
yeah. So I think Djokovic is playing tonight. So that's how good.
Bit of a controversy over Djokovic. One of the Channel 9 commentators, I think Tony James, been around the world. It's gone viral
It's gone
because he said Djokovic was a has-been and and get out of the country. I think, which was a reference to when they kicked him out because of COVID. It turns out he was the only person in step with COVID, Djokovic. All us wood ducks had to be subjected to the
Like sheep,
to
we got herded
the inoculation or the jabs, And I see now that Anthony Fauci, who is that could be Djokovic now on the phone. I don't know who that is, but yeah. Oh, well
Just
done.
silence.
Anyhow, so we will be now nice and roundly, we'll be rounded up overseas. These hayseeds at the bottom of a little big country at the bottom of the world are now bagging the best tennis player ever, or Mr. Jones is bagging him. And
Bit of a gaff there, but I suppose you shouldn't have said it. But there is something. Yeah, you'll have to talk for a minute because I'm going to go get it. So I've got a surprise for you.
I got to talk for a minute.
Yeah, I've got a surprise for you. So hang on a minute. Hang on.
All right. Well, look, I'm just filling in time here. I'll tell you what we have been watching since 2 o'clock. Well, I didn't have to fill in a lot.
You didn't start, did you?
Well, I was about to say something, but here you are back.
Look.
I know, it's no good. Look, you may as well show these people this. This is a...
You're busting it now.
Oh, Jesus. This is a map. That'll be back to front and upside down, won't it?
Well, no, it's not upside down because there's Tassie down there.
This is a map of Australia, and we're thinking of replicating what we did on the boat, except on a motorhome. And we're going to go around Australia in a motorhome and document by the day. And if you think it's going to be a travelogue, we haven't got the nuts and bolts on it yet, because I'm having...
You're having your nuts and bolts put in.
I'm having a metal hinge put in my ankle. Yeah, I am. And when that settles down a bit, we were going to, I'm not sure how you are driving a motorhome, but you might have to drive it. We're going to document, and it won't be a travelogue saying, oh, look, here's a river, and look, this was discovered by William Dirk Hartog back in the day, and we're not doing any of that. It'll be just probably fixing things that go wrong in the truck and driving.
So have you got anywhere that you think that we should go? So maybe
in Australia,
people can text in and say when maybe in the comments, and they can recommend some places along the way. So we're going to sort of go blind. But we're going to go that way around, not that way around Australia, aren't we? Going to go that way?
We're going to go that way. You said, I said, we're going to go anti-clockwise, and you said, which way is that? Because I've got a digital watch. I said, well, anti-clockwise is when you go from the right to the left. That's anti-clockwise.
Is it? So, yes, but I want to go up.
I
want to go up.
Well, then you'll need to get hold of Elon Musk, because he'll give you a rocket to do that. No, you want to go north, but you go
Queensland
north. You'll go anti-clockwise. If you go north up to Queensland, then across the top, and then down to Perth, and then across the Nullarbor Plain.
And maybe up in the middle.
Yeah, well, that is anti-clockwise, right? If you drive too quickly, we'll get giddy. So that's anyhow. That's another rendezvous I'll be seeing you with. Anything finally else that you'd like to comment on?
Angst is going out of the water next weekend.
Yeah, the poor darling. It's going out to have its arse scraped and anodes fixed and props straightened and the shafts. Oh.
Anyhow, gave it a little tickle while we were up there.
No, we didn't. We got it. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So anyhow, that was it. We thought we'd just keep in touch with you all, and hope.
There's lots that have stayed in touch, which we really appreciate.
That's the only reason we're doing this, because a lot of people just wonder how we're going, and I'm wondering how you're going. It's nice to. This is. I need to take this call, so it's a good time to button off.